A touch of fall in the air on a Friday night at Bridgewater-Raynham Regional High School. The BR Trojans hosting the Dartmouth Indians in a big game feel here. John Luck along with Corey Cloudman. These two teams obviously very familiar with each other going back a number of years, Corey. And for Bridgewater-Raynham, last time we saw them on this field on BTV, they lost the first game of the season, but they've turned things around, especially the last 3 games.
Yeah, being on a 3-game winning streak is huge, especially going into this time of the year. You can actually win the SEC, as we were talking about, and actually sweep the Southeast Conference teams down there, New Bedford, Dartmouth, and then hopefully tonight with Dartmouth.
We have said in the past that this is a young football team. This is a team, obviously, with a new coach in Ian Bain. They lost the first game of the season to Barnstable 28-13. They lost the next game to Plymouth South by 1 point and then by 10 to Marshfield. But the next 3 games against Middleborough, Durfee, and New Bedford, they outscored their opposition 126-41.
Yeah.
Just using my quick class of 2008 math, I mean, that's what, an 85-point differential? That's pretty good, especially for a young team like BR, still trying to find its way into getting into these big games.
Right, especially, like you said, a new coach, new offense. Hopefully now they're figuring it out, and, they're able to come out here and put up some big points tonight and just kind of keep Dartmouth quiet and hopefully have an easy victory.
You're obviously a young player once here at the regional. So when you approach a big game like this, what's the mindset when you take on a team like Dartmouth? They're a very high-powered offensive team. How important is the first couple of drives, especially on the defensive side of the ball?
It's huge. You have to come out and you have to show them that you're here ready to play, hit them hard, hit them in the mouth, and just kind of show them that, hey, look, you came into our house, we're under the lights. You're not gonna. It's not going to happen. Like, you just got to come out here and play tough and show them that they're not going to gain an inch on you, and especially on defense. That if they try running the ball, try stripping that ball. Try to make the big play. Try to knock down the pass, find an interception. Do something quick and fast, and make them pay for it quick.
So the BR Trojans have won the toss. They have chosen to decline to the second half. And so we'll see Jackson Hart and the Dartmouth Indians offense out on the field to open things up here on a Friday night. And another picture-perfect scene here at the regional. I mean, you can't ask for better weather at the end of October.
No, this is kind of a weird stretch we're in here with some 70s, high 70-degree days, but hopefully we get into the little more crisp weather and we can, enjoy our sweatshirts.
So we'll step aside for just a moment here on BTV and hear from the Bridgewater-Raynham Marching Band with some help from middle schoolers in Bridgewater and Raynham.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the PR Marching Band, accompanied by the Bridgewater Middle School and the Raynham Middle School.
Just before the anthem, I mentioned that BR's outscored their opponents over the last 3 games by 85 points. How about this? Dartmouth has won 13 of Dartmouth's last 14 wins dating back to the start of last season. One of those victories was by a possession. The rest of the victories has been by 2 or more possessions. So as you get into these middle stages of the game, maybe looking ahead, if you can keep this game to one possession, I would think that's great for BR and Ian Bain because you're taking Dartmouth almost into uncharted territory.
Right, and they've had, they're being 5-1. Being behind is not really what they've been used to in the past year or so. So, like you said, maybe BR has a little bit more experience with being behind and trying to come back. As we saw the first game of the year against Barnstable here in Bridgewater, that was a tough game back and forth, and that showed a lot of grit to not let the turnovers really bother them.
We're off and running here at the regional on Friday night, end over end into the hands of Marcus Andrews. Takes it across his own 20, looking for some protection across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Or actually the 33-yard line, but now we get to see Jackson Hart come out here for the Dartmouth Indians. And Jackson Hart last week, 8 of 12 passing, 63 yards, and he also had a 57-yard run, so definitely a dual-threat quarterback.
Yeah, so this is where the defense has to come out and stay home, and like I said, try to get those early pops, try to get some good hits in the beginning here, and keep the quarterback at home. If he can run, and like Dartmouth has had good runners in the past, I played against Jordan Todman, they've had a couple other players in the past. This is where you have to hit him hard and quick and slow him down.
Straight through the middle, handoff to Raymond Gramlich the fourth.
Well, the fourth.
On the run, number 21, Raymond Grimlich.
Gonna be a 6-yard pickup for Gramlich.
Yeah, right here you can see that they're spreading it out here a little bit, pulling your linebackers out a little bit. Be wary. They could try to run up the middle again here. 3
receivers to the near side. Again, they go with a handoff, but Gramlich gets snuffed out right away and it gets pulled back.
Great game tackle right there.
Grimlich on the carry.
Looks like Chuck Swenson was in on the tackle along with about 2 or 3 other Trojans.
Yeah, that's great staying home right there, not letting the linebackers kind of fade out to the side because of spread offense. Staying home and watching. Now you're going to watch for the play action because you don't want to get sucked up into the middle there.
Cody Baker also included on that stop. So a 3rd and 4 for the Indians.
Watch for a screen here.
Hart.
Oh, you got to get him. He's going to run.
To run for the first down, and he does just shy of midfield.
Number 12, Jackson.
It was close.
But there's that dual threat that I mentioned there, including a 57-yard run last week. Jackson Hart could be a very dangerous player for the BR Trojans.
Yeah, coming out on the outside edge, and that's what you have. You have that athletic kind of quarterback. Defensive ends and outside linebackers have to get over there quick. They obviously couldn't get over there that time. Empty backfield here, John.
Sante Aurora on the near side. And Hart with the keeper gets stopped there by Baker.
Held on again by number 12, Hart.
Yeah, it's smart defense right there. Watching that coming through.
57, Baker.
Watching the offensive line kind of break down there. Trying to get on the outside, and they were able to get him.
So it's been all running here for the Dartmouth Indians on this opening drive. Mentioned here just how important it is for the BR Trojans to keep things close, especially in this opening half. As this is a Dartmouth team that can certainly play from ahead.
Right, and here you got to watch here too. He's going to try to get on the outside there. He's got an outside, nice. Oh.
Hart had that knocked away by C.J. Lopes.
Great job by C.J. Lopes there, reading that. And we could see it from up here. It's a lot easier to watch it from up here. Had that receiver going out in the flat, read his eyes, and came over and made a nice play. I thought he might have a chance on a pick, but.
So I said C.J. Lopes. That was actually Josh Alexander in the secondary. And Alexander, great job the first game we saw for BR.
Yeah.
Third down, 3rd and 10.
So 3rd and 10, see what he can do with his arm here. And watch, obviously he could take off with his feet on the outside. So if you're the BR defense, you're kind of breaking this down. Like, all right, let's watch, make sure we don't break down on defense here.
Hart's already converted on a 3rd and 4 with his feet, looking to do the same here, but gets stopped by the BR defense. That time it is C.J. Lopes.
Yeah.
Gets nowhere. Met first by number 26.
So that's going to boost your confidence right there if you're the BR defense, knowing, hey, we stopped them on the first one, let up one first down, but we made a good stop. Now let's see what the offense can do, and we get the ball in the second half. So you got a lot of upsides right now if you're the BR offense coming out on here. Just don't make mistakes. Come out, try to make good plays.
This will be number 15, Aiden Gendron, to kick away the BR's. Number 15, Jason Kelleher. Not a lot of wind to speak of here.
No. Nice punt right to him.
Kelleher lets it roll, and that was a great, I guess you could say, roll there for BR as it goes to the end zone for the touchback.
Yeah, that's kind of, I guess, yeah, you don't have a good eye on it, especially on a night like this, right at twilight. It's kind of tough to see. You got the lights in your eyes. Maybe you just see that it's going end over end. You know it's got a good chance to go into the end zone. Stay away from it. It's a good play. Maybe you didn't have a good play on it, and it's like, hey, I'm not taking that chance and get that earful.
With the angle that we saw, we could see Nicholas Mota there, number 4, try and slide. We knew what he was trying to go for, obviously pin BR deep inside their own territory, but the turf was just kind of slippery, and he just kind of slid into the end zone.
Yeah, well, that happens. Good move for BR.
First play on offense for the BR Trojans. A nice run across the 25 to Caleb Tripp.
Yeah, Tripp there having some good vision, as you see right here. Gets the handoff, gets right up behind the tackle, and makes a good play on the outside. Gets around, obviously gets tripped up by linebacker there, but good run.
On the 2nd and 4, Will Porter Jr. on the far side of the screen.
I'd like to see them get him involved. He's a big, athletic kid. I'd like to see him get some early throws to him.
Lambert looking to throw is getting rushed. Good thing he got that ball off, threw it in the direction of Drew Sylvia, but
looks like Drew Sylvia was getting knocked around a little bit going across the middle there. I think he was looking for a flag, but couldn't seem to get out ahead of the ball there. We'll see him coming across here.
How about Lambert feeling the pressure, knowing he was about to get hit?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was good. He stood up in the pocket and made a good throw. That's what a good quarterback does. Knows he's going to get hit. He had a lot of time there. That wasn't the offensive line's fault.
4-receiver set here for the BR Trojans on 3rd down. That's completed to Kelleher. Bounces off a defender to the 40, and Jason Kelleher gets a first down for the BR Trojans. Nice play.
I like that there. He's coming out of the backfield a little bit there. Quick little pass. He's got 2 receivers in front of him to block, and makes a good athletic move and gets a good first down.
Bridgewater-Raynham, first down, 1st and 10 from the 41. Last catch by
Here comes Porter onto the right side. I'd really like to see them get, he's one of those big athletic kids. I think he could really make some good plays here.
Quick pass to the near side, and really no gain there, but completed to Dylan Reed for maybe a 1-yard pickup.
Yeah, that's kind of a play that kind of fell apart. I think the ball was a little bit too high and didn't get out there as quick as he might have wanted it to. Gave the defense a lot of time to get right around him and make it almost a play for a loss. Obviously a 1-yard gain, but that's when you got to get out there faster and not throw a little pop-up fly.
Lambert in the shotgun next to Tripp. And some bonus yardage here for the BR Trojans.
That's big right there. Hey, you get that play that kind of got blown up. You only got that 1 yard from it. Now you get this, you could get some free yardage into it. It all kind of evens out.
2nd and 5, 2nd and 4.
Now 2nd and 4, the playbook opens up a little bit more. You can try to find maybe another screen. Maybe try to find a quick screen that actually get the ball out there quick to him. See if we can get some yards here to get the first down.
Caden Blake on the near side on second down with CJ Lopes in motion. Handoff goes to Tripp, and Tripp will reach midfield with the forward progress. Going to bring up a 3rd and 1 here for Ian Bain.
No, that's a right call right there. I think you try to give it to Tripp there, see if you can get that first down. Now you have a 3rd and 1. Maybe you come out there with a QB sneak. Maybe you go with a hard count, try to get them off sides, because now they're thinking about it too. They've already made one penalty on this drive. It's kind of in their head. So you have some options if you BR. You don't have to go out there and make a miracle happen here, but at least try to get the first down here.
Handoff to Tripp, and Tripp will get the first down by about a yard or so. They'll give him the progress to the 48 of Dartmouth, and BR with a nice opening drive here on offense.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of everything. We've seen some good passing, we've seen some short yard gainage, and we've seen good runs by Tripp. I think that's, it's kind of the fault of Lambert here, coming out here and making some good plays. You kind of live and die by your quarterback, and he's doing really good right now. Trying to figure out the play here.
Lambert looking to the sidelines for a little bit at Ian Bain, maybe making some late changes. Handoff goes to Tripp, who will be stopped just shy of the 45-yard line.
Yeah.
And on a drive like this, how important is it for BR to obviously have the ball, get the yardage, but also take some of that clock away, because we've seen Dartmouth, they can rip off some long runs, and you're obviously giving that offense maybe a chance to cool off a little bit.
Right, and you like you said, important on this drive to have Tripp getting these yards. Not huge runs, but getting these yards. You are eating up some of that clock, and you're kind of driving pulling the defense in to maybe get some play action here as well.
Quick drop, and that's going to be completed to Blake along the near sidelines to the 42-yard line.
Just shy of the first down.
Pushed out of bounds by number 3, Asante Aurora.
See, and that's a pass that I think he struggled with in the first week that we saw him here. That receiver out and then a quick back out towards the sideline. I think he was that was one of the ones he threw an interception with. He was kind of overthrowing them. That's a good throw right there, getting that right over the outside shoulder of the receiver on the comeback.
Asante Aurora was credited with the stop on the sideline, brings up 3rd down. Lambert completes that just shy of the first down marker, bouncing off a defender and picking up the extra yardage. Dylan Reed, talk about heads-up football.
Yeah, that's huge play right there. Nice play action. Pulls the safety up, number 11 there, and that allows that play to be open there, and that was a great play. Especially now with the first down here, we're eating up the clock. Under 4 minutes here in the first quarter. Get a touchdown here, that's kind of a victory for the quarter, wouldn't you say? You ate up all the clock and you're ahead,
So a new set of downs here for Lambert and the Trojans offense, continuing to march their way down the field. Lambert
got him.
Hit on the throw, end zone, touchdown! Caden Blake! Highlight pass by Jack Lambert!
What a throw. We could see from up here, if you were watching him, he broke free of the corner, and he was wide open into the end zone. Great throw by Lambert to lead him onto the end zone.
Pass complete. Touchdown by number 0, Caden.
Beautiful throw.
I remember the first game we did here this season, we were looking for Jack Lambert to connect with Will Porter on that long pass down the field.
Yep.
And we kept saying that at some point, if he can connect on those long passes, the Trojans offense is going to be great.
Right.
As the PAT is up and good.
No good.
No good. So it'll be
That's a buzzkill, but
it'll be a 6-0 lead nonetheless.
Right, exactly. No, but like you were saying in the first game that we watched, hoping that he could connect on some of those throws, similar to what I was saying, minutes before that. His throws on the outside, it has obviously improved after watching a couple of these throws, to some of his receivers. I think Lambert's really kind of filling in his shoes here, and he's an 11th grader too, a junior coming in here and making those kind of throws. That's how you get yourself looked at, and that's how you get yourself a little bit of a name for yourself, especially on a 3-game winning streak. Could be a 4-game winning streak. Way to go into the end of the season here and win your conference. I mean, what more could you want from your junior quarterback?
So Kelleher on to kick away. That's going to be taken back by Marcus Andrews. And Andrews looking to find a seam, and he does across the 40 and eventually ripped down by number 23, Chuck Swenson.
Yeah, that's a good return, but your BR's special teams, you can't let that happen. That's a momentum pusher right there, getting that return, getting them fired up a little bit. You have to come down there and make some big stops. That's your job as a kickoff specialist or whatever. You're out there. Go out there and knock them out. Like, just get down there and make a play. Like, you can't let those returns happen, especially after a touchdown and a missed extra point. That gives Dartmouth a little bit of life right there that they can come out and use.
Quick handoff to Andrews. Trying to find that corner, and he does, but he's going to be ripped down by Cameron Knutson on the near sideline near the 46-yard line.
If you watch Raymond here, number 21, great block on the outside. Kind of makes this happen right there.
Second down, 2nd and 8.
Allows them to get outside there and get to the extra yards. Great block by Raymond. All right, John, 2nd and 8. What are we doing here?
It's been mostly running so far here for the Dartmouth Indians, so one would have to think that you go maybe to Gramlich.
Yeah.
As I say that, Hart drops back, completes to Gramlich, and he darts his way into BR territory to the 49. So a 5-yard gain for the Indians.
You could kind of tell that something like that was coming from Dartmouth. They've been running the ball so much. You had to think they were going to try to pass the ball, and they've been getting great pressure on Hart. That right there, you can tell right away when the defensive linemen break right through, and they're already setting up to block for the screen. You got to scream that if you're on defense that it's coming.
Initial pressure by Colin Pauline for the BR Trojans brings up a 3rd and 3 as we go inside. 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter at the regional.
Holding.
Hart has to roll out to the near side, and he'll go to the near sideline. Looks
Watch
like
here,
just shy.
Dartmouth got away with a little bit of a hold here by number 50.
They are going to move the chain, so a new set of downs here for Hart and the Indians.
Well, if you BR, you got to think, all right, well, we got away with, one possession on the last drive. If you BR's defense, maybe 2. So, hey, you know what? Let's get out here. Let's shut them down here and force them to punt.
So Richard White telling the play to Jackson Hart. As I mentioned last week, Hart 8 of 12 passing, 63 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. So really focuses on that running game, looks like, as he had 12 carries and 81 yards against Barnstable. Quick pitch to Gramlich, who will pick up a couple yards. Met first by number 10, Nick Rotundo. As we hit a minute to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, great job by BR coming in, staying home, making the tackle. I mean, they are going to get some yards. They are a good running team, but keeping them from the big play, I think that's what, if you're a BR's defense, that's what you want to do. Take the little cuts. Don't let them come, make the big time plays.
Motion man, fake the handoff. That's going to be complete to Gramlich. Off balance catch, gets the first down just outside of red zone territory.
And that's the one you don't want them to do.
So a 21-yard pickup for the Dartmouth offense.
That's a tough one there if you're the defense. You kind of, he kind of breaks free, kind of gets into that, midfield kind of area that's wide open. What do you do there? You can't commit someone to every running back and every person that you have back there. You have to play more of a zone, I think, if you're BR.
That's the end of 1 quarter.
Especially when you have a running team, go more zone.
BR Trojans 6.
That way you have more guys that kind of break away from the play and kind of go to the ball as opposed to man-to-man. But
So we're through the first quarter here at the regional, a 6-0 game thanks to a Jack Lambert bomb to Caden Blake. And that was a thing of beauty, and I think that was something maybe that Dartmouth was a little shell-shocked by, because maybe they saw BR in the first 3 games of the season kind of hard getting things going. Then in the next 3 games, they take on the likes of a Middleborough, and maybe they were looking at almost as fool's gold.
yeah, I think that's one of those ones they maybe weren't expecting. Maybe they weren't expecting Lambert, like you said, to make those throws. We've kind of seen them kind of improve, kind of mature as he's gone along here, being an 11th grader coming in and making kind of senior kind of throws. Maybe they didn't expect that from him. Maybe they kind of slept on him a little bit. Maybe they thought he would just go halfback dive, maybe some, outs, some screens, similar to what we saw in the first game. Not really going deep, maybe once or twice a game, but for him to connect on that, I think that kind of opens up a whole nother can of worms if you're Dartmouth's defense, because now you're thinking, all right, we know they can run, we know they can do the short plays, but now we got to commit someone deep, to Porter or to, to get deep there and make sure he doesn't get that wide open catch in the end zone again.
So now let's flip things here for Dartmouth. As they're on offense just outside of red zone territory, opening up the second quarter. The play calling here for Dartmouth has been a lot of run here. Do we expect them to switch things up now that they're a little closer to the end zone here with shorter passes by heart at least?
Yeah, I think maybe shorter passes. I don't think you're really switching up. I think you are starting to get a groove with the running game here.
Gramlich straight through the middle and going to be stopped initially by Swenson.
Gramlich gets about a yard. It'll be second down, second and 9.
4th carry of the game for Gramlich, up to 10 yards rushing. Last week had 10 carries and 60 yards.
So he can break free. He has the ability to, and that's the thing too. You don't want to commit just to him too, because Hart can try to find roll out, and he can throw. So good on BR's defense so far, but keep an eye on him.
Andrews and Aurora on the near side. Hart dropping back, going for the end zone.
Picked.
And initially tied up.
That's a pick.
Intercepted.
Intercepted in the end zone.
Referees were deliberating, but a big-time pick by Caden Barnard. If
we watch the replay here, perfect read by the BR defense. He's sitting back there. It's like stealing a home run in baseball. He's right there. He's watching it. Just a lollipop thrown up there to go up there and make the play. Obviously, you still have to make the play, but he did. Great job. Turned on the ball. No chance for pass interference. Great job.
How about Jaden Nunes, Medeiros, and Bernard just going to the ground and fighting for the ball?
Hey, do what you got to do, right? Now your BR's offense, you go, all right, we got to get down there. We got to score again, and we got to make up for that missed extra point.
Everything's been turning up Bridgewater-Raynham in the first 12-plus minutes of the game. Lambert, quick pass to the tight end and quickly taken down by Marcus Andrews. That was completed to number 88, Finn Kelly.
No, Kelly, great catch there, knowing that your knees are about to be annihilated, but made a great play, held on to the ball. And again, those short little passes, they add up, along with the little run, the runs to trip, keeping the ball moving and always having positive yards. That's what you have to keep, giving Lambert in his headset when you're talking to him. Positive yards. You're not going to get a touchdown every play, but at least if you're getting the ball forward, the good things are going to happen.
Lambert again with a quick pass to the far side. New set of downs thanks to the reception by Dylan Reed.
And John, this is a big difference in offense that we've seen over the years for BR. As you know, we've, since, the days we graduated and everything, and I played there and everything, it was a little bit more of a run first, run second, run third, run fourth kind of offense.
Run sixth.
And now you have Lambert here, we got 16 years after that. You have a more spread out offense. You have a little bit more fast pace. a little bit more pass heavy, and it's kind of like you're kind of watching like a college offense a little bit.
Lambert's completed 7 of 8 passes so far. Completes pass number 8 across the 35. That's completed to Caden Blake.
Yeah, it's nice watching him here. It's a little bit, like I said, fast-paced kind of offense. It's just the two-step drop, 1-2, and you already know where you're going. And it doesn't let the defense set up. You know, you don't have that 4 or 5-step drop back where the defense, you got to try to find someone that's wide open. The 2-step drop, he's got it. He's got the ball high, and he's getting the ball out quick. And that's huge. If they can start getting maybe a little bit more fast-paced, getting 1, 2, 3 plays in there at once, going down the field, I think you could really tire out this Dartmouth defense.
Running play to Tripp across the 40. Going to be just shy of the first down marker. Brings up a 3rd and 1, so a 4-yard gain for Tripp.
Yeah. 3rd and 1 here, you know, and now if you're Dartmouth, in years past you would say, yep, it's going to be a run first, but now you never know.
Quick to the line, Tripp through the middle into Dartmouth territory to the 46.
Obviously, that's a great run by Tripp, but like I was saying, in years past, I think you kind of stack up that line because you know BR's going with a dive or a give right up the middle. Nowadays, you go, okay, well, I don't know really what BR is going to do. Are they going to fake it up the middle and then try to go deep? Are they going to try to get a slant? You don't really know. And that's, you know, I think you're seeing that in Dartmouth now. They're kind of like, all right, we really got to settle down. We got to take a time out here. We got to talk. We got to, you know, regroup here and kind of get it together here.
So Richard White calls a timeout. And I think if you're a Dartmouth fan, you're starting to maybe be a little shocked here at what you're seeing in the first 15 minutes of football here at the regional. Because, again, we talked about the fact that Dartmouth, if you can keep this inside of 2 possessions here, maybe you throw Dartmouth off their game a little bit.
And I think that's exactly what's happening. And who knows? It's like I said, it's only the second quarter here. BR scores here. Now you're talking maybe a 3-score game, depending on what's going on. If Dartmouth can't get that offense started, now Dartmouth's thinking, okay, now we're down 3. Now 2 possessions, now 3 possessions. Now we're getting into areas we've never been. Like you were saying, what do we do to combat this? What do we do to get back in this? Similar now, where I think their defense is exhausted, they're winded, and they have to try to slow down this offense, try to get Lambert off his groove here.
Blake on the near side, just out of the timeout, and a new set of downs. Lambert stepping into the throw, looking for Blake, and that's incomplete. Good secondary play there by Derek Stevens.
Yeah, great play by Stevens there, but that was one of those ones where it wasn't a lollipop like we were talking about in the end zone where Hart threw that interception. He was leading it. He was ahead of the receiver, where it would not be an easy interception for that defensive back. He'd have to actually make a really good running catch, whereas the receiver really had a good chance to make that catch.
Just the second incomplete pass for Lambert in this game. 8:38 remaining.
Yeah, I like that. Going deep, try right after a timeout, try to catch them off guard, and I think they did to an extent, but also a great play by the defensive back. But
and Tripp bouncing off defenders into the second level of defense. Going to be a yard shy of the first down, but a 9-yard pickup for Caleb Tripp, the senior running back.
Yeah, great run by Tripp here. Good vision. Seeing up the middle, kind of finding his way on the outside, and then you keeping his feet driving and explodes up into the second level of defenders.
Unofficially, I have down here for 39 yards on 7 carries.
I don't think it's 3rd and 10. I think we have a 3rd and 1 maybe.
Porter Jr. on the near side once again with Dylan Reed. As we see quarterback and running back looking over to Bain for some last-minute audibles maybe. They stay on the ground with Tripp. A new set of downs inside the 35 to the 32. Clock continues to tick down. About to hit 7.5 to go.
Tripp's legs are destroying this defense for Dartmouth. He is keeping them driving, and he is making them take him down. Not easy tackles. He's going to hit you in the mouth, square you up, and try to run through you. And as we've seen this on the past couple runs, he is fired up. He's saying to Lambert, keep giving me the ball. Keep giving me the ball. Telling his offensive line, just make at least a little bit of a hole. I'll make it through, and I'm going to take on a safety. And he's done it so far. He's done a great job, and he's making 2 or 3 Indians take him down, not just one.
BR continuing to eat up yardage here in the first half. As Tripp goes around to the right side of the quarterback. Lambert, quick pass completed to Blake. Across the 30 to the 28.
To number 0, Caden Blake.
Good throw there. Looking on the outside. He did have Tripp. I think he could have made a good throw there on his outside shoulder. He might have gotten a couple more yards. But like I said, positive plays. Keep it going. Wouldn't be surprised here if you try to go deep here. 2nd and 5. See if you catch him off guard.
Blake on the near side. They stay with the running game and Tripp. And he'll be pushed back by number 56 for the Indians. That is Aiden Carrero.
Yeah, Tripp really couldn't make a play there. He was pretty wrapped up.
3rd down, 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5 here. You kind of think, all right. They're expecting a pass, but I wouldn't be surprised if you give like a draw to Tripp. Kind of step back like you're going to pass and hand it off to him and see if he can explode up the middle again.
So 3rd and 4 here inside of the 30. Lambert has to make the quick decision, completes it over to Tripp, at least to save the yardage.
We're going to have a 4th.
So it's going to bring up a 4th and 4 with 5.5 to go. That awkward territory, kind of no man's land in high school football.
Well, especially with a high school kicker, and you've already missed an extra point. I think you have to think, all right, well, we got to go for it here. And I'm not going to punt it here, and I'm not going to try to go with maybe a hard count here, maybe try to get them to jump. But like you said, high school football, this is kind of like no man's land. You're going to go for it.
Lambert has time. End zone. Or that was going to be just outside the end zone, but nonetheless incomplete to Drew Sylvia.
Right in his hands, John. That was a good throw. We'll see the.
So a turnover on downs here by the BR offense at the 28-yard line.
So see here in the replay here, good throw. Across the middle, right over the defender. Maybe just a little too high for him.
Indians 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line.
As I see Steve D'Amelia talking to Lambert. D'Amelia, quite the quarterback resume here in Bridgewater. So Jackson Hart back out on offense along with Dartmouth and completes an awkward pass to the far side, just shy of the first down marker, completed to number 13, Marcus Andrews.
Pass to number 13, Marcus Andrews.
Yeah, kind of a weird little dunk pass from throwing behind him at least.
Cody Baker on the tackle. 2nd down, 2nd and 2. 2nd and 1.
I think if I'm Dartmouth here and I'm coming out now, after that play there, we got 2nd and 1. We're down. Offense hasn't really gotten it going. Maybe try something, maybe a reverse, maybe throw it deep. Try to get my team going a little bit here. Try to shock them a little bit.
35 yards passing for Hart. And Hart's going to keep this one, getting pressured on the sideline. And the clock continues to tick down here. And how about the awareness by BR's defense? You can see them as they go along the sideline. They didn't want to give any extra yardage by a penalty.
Nope, great job getting off the blocks, coming in. Making a good stop, getting them outside, get them out on the out of bounds. Great job.
So a new set of downs here. First down run by Hart. Going inside of 4 minutes to go in a quick moving first half. Again, BR will open up the second half on offense. Pass completed on the far side to number 13, Andrews.
Andrews on the screen pass.
Gets to the 45.
Army of Trojans.
Again, those little dink-dunk plays that Dartmouth's been doing this game, but they do get yards, and that's the. I mean, I don't know if we have the numbers yet for Hart, but has been throwing the ball a little bit. I'd say about 30 yards or so, right?
44 yards passing by my math. Looks like 4 of 7 and an interception.
So, kind of his typical kind of night, really, what it's kind of shaping up to be what it was last week. 60 yards, a touchdown, and an interception.
We did see Hart convert for a first down earlier on this drive, as BR is going to get a bit of a loss here for Dartmouth's offense.
That good wrap up there by the defensive lineman, breaking off their blocks and coming up, making a good tackle. Looks like number 11 or number 57 for BR.
So number 57 would be Cody Baker. We've said his name a couple times here. As you see in the background, Hart getting the play call as we hit the 2-minute mark here in the first half.
Big play here, too, because if you can get the ball back, if you BR, you're thinking, all right, can we get a quick score? Depending on where we are, if we force them to punt, we use a timeout, can we get back-to-back scores?
Again, Gramlich in the backfield. Hart picked up. Almost intercepted in the middle of 3 Trojans, but nonetheless going to bring up 4th down in a must-stop situation for Bridgewater-Raynham in the first half.
Absolutely. Right there. That's kind of the perfect, well, obviously the interception would have been a lot better, but stopping the clock here, forcing them to punt, getting that ball with, what, we got 138, maybe get it at 135, with 1 timeout, 3 timeouts, I'm sorry. That's huge. You know what I mean? You have a chance to go back-to-back scores here with getting the ball first in the second half.
I don't know if that pass would have been completed for the first down, but at the very least, Ian Bain holds on to all 3 timeouts.
Right. I think they're going to get a penalty here. Yep.
So, if anything, that'll move up the ball.
And now you're in a spot too. Do you go for it? I mean, or try a fake. You know what I mean? Obviously, you don't want to give BR that kind of possession or that kind of field position. But now with it being, was it 4th and 2?
Still see Gendron back there for the kick.
But if you are BR, you're thinking, oh man, what are they going to do?
Bobbled the snap and taken off into BR territory. What a play by Dartmouth here in the final couple of minutes.
Yeah, I don't think that was designed like I was kind of bringing up, but obviously terrible snap. Would never be able to get it off and able to get on the outside. Nobody, everyone committing for the block of the punt and nobody being there to stop him. So, yeah, why not take off?
So now Dartmouth's at the 39-yard line, 1:30 to go, still 2 timeouts.
Yeah.
Don't exactly have to go into hurry-up mode.
Right. But kind of a totally different game plan than what you were thinking. Here, now we got a
quick pitch to Gramlich, trying to find the corner, and he does. Pushed out just shy of the 30-yard line, out at the 31.
You do have to tackle him. As you see here, you see some BR plays just kind of getting around him, but nobody really making a play there. Just kind of letting him go out of bounds.
Indians, 2nd down, 2nd and 3.
So a 7-yard gain for Gramlich. Still 1:22 to go. Nunes Medeiros on the near side. Hart getting rushed by 3 Trojans. That is complete. And fighting for the extra yardage, just trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, going to be a yard shy, but the pass is complete to Marcus Andrews.
I think they're taking a timeout here, right?
So the second timeout taken by Dartmouth.
That's a tough spot if you're a defender. You're coming up there. You don't want him to get around you, but you do want to try to get your hands up, especially some of these defensive linemen. They're like 6 feet 6'2". Get your hands up and see if you can make a deflection there and not let him kind of move around you. But it is a tough spot because they can't. If you commit too early, they can get around you and take off for a run.
Folks, don't forget
So
to
the BR Trojans can still play to get another possession here on offense with a 3rd and 3 coming up here. But if Dartmouth can convert here on 3rd or maybe even 4th down, you go back and think about that bobbled snap by Aiden Gendron and the heads-up run he had to get to the near side, about a 15, 16-yard pickup. That could be the turning point of this game if Dartmouth can get a new set of downs here with 1:13 to go.
And you also have to look back, obviously, at the offsides on BR. Kind of a stupid play, really. When you're up and you're looking to get that ball back at all costs, I don't see what the point of. Obviously, you want to try to block the punt, but being that aggressive of coming up and getting that stupid offsides for really no reason, I think that's the thing that you're going to go back to and say, all right, what are we doing here? Like, just have some discipline. Let's get the ball back. If you can't make a return, let the ball go and let's see what we can get. But now you have total opposite, scenario.
Hart rolls to the left, looking downfield, knocked away by Owen King.
Great job by Owen King right there. That's going up high, hitting the ball high, not trying to make a stupid play, not trying to get the interception, just going up there, knocking it down. Great job.
There was a lot of question at the start of the season whether or not Owen King would even don a BR Trojan football uniform. We'll talk about that in the second half, but a big play there, simply just knocking it away. You didn't have to play for the ball, just keep it away.
Exactly. Why go up there and make a mistake? Go up there and spike it like a volleyball, get it at its highest point. Let's get rid of it. Now you got 4th and 3.
Trojans faithful and Red Nation getting behind their team. 1:08 to go before the half. The pitch to Gramlich. First down and gets wrapped up. I believe that'll still be inbound, so the chains will move. Clock stops for the chains to move as the ball gets to the 20.
Yeah, good run right there. BR's defense, I think they might be getting to that point where they're a little tired too. This is their longest possession of this game, obviously with a lot of emotions going into it. He's rolling out.
Yeah, it's Hart.
Hart holds on to
A quick play to the far side.
Yeah, if you're BR's defense, you kind of thought you were done when you got to that punt, and you thought, okay, all right, we did a good job. We forced 4th down. Maybe we can get out of here with this. Now I'm back out here and I'm chasing these guys around the field again. They are probably a little tired. That you can see them in the second wind a little bit. Take your time, stay home, make these plays. Don't let them get these little dinky, sweeps on the outside. Make them make a big play.
Again, Trojans will start the second half on offense, but looking to keep the shutout going here in the first half. Hart, quick pass to Anders, tipped up as he bounced into his own man.
Could have been a big play right there, John.
You want to talk about a chaotic play for Dartmouth.
Yeah. That would have been a touchdown for BR if that
down, 3rd and 8.
would have been wide open.
Aurora trying to provide a bit of a pick play there for Andrews.
Red Nation, let's push that defense.
Oh, Red Nation.
So 3rd and 8 for the Trojans. But we've seen Dartmouth continue to convert in dicey situations on this drive alone.
Right. Yeah, now you got 3rd and 8. You think, okay, well, how are they going to do it this time?
Three receivers to the near side. Hart gets rushed, gets thrown down to the turf. C.J. Lopes.
C.J. Lopes.
From BR, I'm calling, yeah.
And Ian Bain will burn his first time out of the half.
Absolutely, yeah, let's go. So now if you're Ian Bain, you bring in the kids over here and you're thinking, all right, I don't know what they're going to do here. This is another weird spot, too. Are they going to try to coffin corner kick it? Are they going to try a field goal? I don't really know how their kicker is. I'm sure you don't either. Or do you just go for it and see what you can get? So if you're the defense, you got to come out here and say, all right, look, maybe even burn another timeout, depending on what they come out in here, to see what they're gonna throw at you. Depending on what you throw out for a defense, you got to have like 2 or 3 options right now. If you're the coach, saying, look, if they're going to punt, we're going to go to our punt return. If they're going to throw it, we have to go to this defense, depending on what they want to throw out there. And if they're going to try to kick it, watch the fake, because this is in a weird spot in the field. I don't want to commit to just the kick when they could have a fake play up their sleeve.
So they added 8 seconds to the clock, so 46 seconds left. Actually, the clock will start ticking down now.
I think
so
that's a
timeout.
I don't know. That's weird. I think that might have been a malfunction.
Well, the clock now frozen at 30 seconds, but still a big 4th down coming up.
I think they need to figure that out.
We have seen Hart try and get passes to Andrew and Gramlich. Hasn't been pretty, but it's gotten the job done. Trying to keep Dartmouth in this. Hart going from right to left. Lopes giving chase. Hart going for the first down, fighting for every extra yard. Jackson Hart out just past the 10-yard line.
So Indians get the first down.
How do you let that happen? I don't know. Well, that's just a breakdown in defense pretty much right there.
Well, give credit to Hart. Bouncing off a defender. Most quarterbacks would have just been pushed out. Yeah. He said, forget this. I'm going to get that first down.
Right. I mean, he's a running back playing quarterback, I think. He's kind of got that decent arm, but you give him a chance to run, he's going to try to run you over.
Still Dartmouth with 1 timeout. So the playbook is still pretty wide open for the Indians offense.
Interesting, huh, John?
Kind of bring back the old field, back and forth affair. Hart going to his right, sliding for the catch, incomplete, intended for Jaden Nunes-Medeiros. And Jackson Hart's last 3 passes have been incomplete.
Yeah, it's good pressure, too. You know, he's throwing that off his back foot on the run. Good defense by the Josh Alexander coming over there and making a decent play, making sure he wasn't going to catch it. It was kind of an uncatchable ball, but good play on his part. And now if you're BR, you're thinking, all right, let's just get out of here. Like what? Like forget anything else. Let's just get out of this half, go to the locker room, regroup, and let's come out with the ball. And let's have a plan to just go down there and shove it down their throat.
This has been a roller coaster drive. This drive started back on Dartmouth's 25-26-yard line.
Yeah.
Hart dropping back, looking for the end zone, knocked away. Once again, the secondary of the BR Trojans stepping up. Josh Alexander.
Alexander was close for an interference, I think, here, but got there right about the same time as the ball, so that equals an incomplete.
3rd down, 9 seconds left until halftime. And again, Dartmouth still with 1 timeout, so if they felt comfortable running the ball, they could still do that and get the quick timeout with a second or 2.
Right, just to see what they can get with the run. And if it does happen, who knows? Maybe then they call that timeout and try it again.
Nunes-Medeiros has been the intended target on the last 2 passes. Hart rolling to his right. Clock ticking down. Looking for the end zone. Incomplete. 2 seconds left.
Pass incomplete.
And now 5 consecutive incomplete passes for Jackson Hart. As we see the kicking unit come out for the Dartmouth team.
Well, let's see what they can do.
Light breeze here at the regional.
BR fans, 4th down, 2 ticks on the clock. Let's go.
As we see Aiden Gendron come out for a field goal here. This will be the final play of the half. Hart the holder. Snap good, hold good, and Dartmouth has cut the lead in half. We go to the halftime break, 6-3. Bridgewater-Raynham still in front. And I think a lot of people, when we started this game, thought that if BR had the lead, that'd be one thing. But the fact that this has been such a defensive game and both teams are still in single digits, I think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I don't know, absolutely. I think this is kind of one of those ones where BR had the advantage, I think, most of the first half.
The BR cheer team.
But I think after that muffed punt and getting that first down, I think that kind of deflated the BR defense, and it kind of gave Dartmouth the energy that it needed to go into the end of the first half.
So once again, the BR Trojans will open the second half on offense, and we'll have the second half for you here on BTV coming up in just a little bit. Trojans in front, 6-3.
Folks, don't forget tomorrow, October 26th at Bill Ricka High School, our BR Trojan cheer squad will be competing in the Think Pink cheer competition. Let's all get out there in support of our hard-working, super talented cheer team. And remember to wear your pink in recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Best of luck, Trojans cheer team. Now welcome onto the stage, onto the field, the BR Marching Band. BR Regional Marching Band presents their 2024 show, Secret Agents, MI-24. Led by drum majors Quinn Daly and Kayla Nesbitt. Ladies and gentlemen, while we wait for the band to set up, we just pulled the 50-50 raffle for the BR football team. The lottery board is ready to go. Look for the person walking around with the lottery board. With tonight's winner, Marjorie Salmon. Again, for the lottery board, Marjorie Salmon. Congratulations on your win. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up, BR Marching Band!
Hey, Hard, what's this?
That's my resignation letter.
You're resigning.
Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you get stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit.
I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me.
Okay, but remember, it's not what you say, it's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Back here at the regional, you see the Trojans warming up for the second half. They have a 6-3 lead against the Dartmouth Indians in the SEC championship game. John Luck, Corey Cloudman back here with you. And a very surprising score, I think, if we kind of thought back to before the game. We thought this was going to be a game that featured a lot more points, and maybe B, a game that would favor the road team.
Yeah, John, I think this is kind of like we were talking about before. If you did have a kind of a back and forth match like this, low scoring game, 6-3, one or two scores, would BR have the advantage, and I think they do. But I think they're both kind of seeing their defense kind of struggle with kind of getting off the field. Obviously, the first quarter was all BR and into the second quarter a little bit, but I think we are seeing that 6-3 game, and we were talking about this in the beginning of the game. Would the Indians kind of struggle with this because they haven't really been here before? Obviously, they're holding up. We'll see how it goes after the kickoff and BR gets the ball and see if they can march down the field and score. Hopefully, they can. But is this part of the game that we were talking about that maybe the Dartmouth Indians haven't seen before and don't really know how to win?
I mentioned before the game that Dartmouth's had 14 wins dating back to the start of 2023.
Right.
Only one of those wins have been by a possession. A lot of those wins have been by 3 or more possessions. So maybe a bit of shell shock kicking in for the Dartmouth Indians as we get set to start the second half, just to kind of catch you up on what's happened. The big play definitely was Jack Lambert connecting with Caden Blake on a 37-yard bomb. I mean, that might have been the biggest passing play we've seen here at BR in a long time.
Yeah, that was I think one of the, that's going to go back at the end of the year as probably one of the top plays. Obviously, you get a good pass like that, but that was just a great throw where a younger, not really younger quarterback, but a junior quarterback having the vision to see the receiver break away from the defensive back and put the ball on a dime in front of the receiver. That's a really hard throw to make if you're a college quarterback, never mind high school quarterback, leading that quarterback. And I think that's the thing that we saw with Hart when he threw the ball, his one bomb that ended up being an interception. It was more of a lollipop, and it was kind of like a jump ball. It was between the two, and I think BR had the advantage there just with their position on defense. But the throw, and there was another throw down the left side of the field here that went for incompletion, but Lambert threw, and I think it was another one of those ones on a dime in front of the receiver.
Dylan Reed and Jason Kelleher set to receive the opening kickoff here in this third quarter. As the temperatures have started to go down a little bit here, making this a picture-perfect fall evening at the regional. A line drive kick. That'll be a touchback, and we see Jack Lambert come out to open up the second half. Lambert in that first half, 10 of 13, 80 yards, that touchdown pass that I talked about earlier. But just the confidence that you've seen from Lambert, it feels like, again, we only saw that first game in person, but Lambert, it's almost a full 180 in terms of his confidence throwing these passes.
Right. The balls have been perfect. They've been right on target. They've been in front of the receivers, right where you want the ball. And this is, like I said, some of these throws, you're kind of looking back and you're going, wow, is this the same quarterback that we saw week one?
3 receivers to the near side. And opening up the third quarter with a passing play that's complete right around the 25-yard line to Dylan Reed to get things going.
So that's a great play to get started here. Obviously, you look at Tripp and you know he's been running the ball well. You kind of want to get his legs back going. You don't want him to stiffen up at all. But getting those little throws to Reed, those little quick passes, just like I said, always getting yards on every play, not having dead plays or losses for plays. Keep going down the field and get that momentum going again like you had with that fast-paced offense.
4 receptions, 17 yards for Reed, the junior wide receiver. Handoff goes to Tripp, who goes to the near side, forces his way to that second level of the Dartmouth defense to the 35, moves the chains.
Great run by Tripp there. I think he was one defender, I think it was number 13, that saved him from going all the way. He had great vision, great speed, and obviously he got tripped up there at the end, but that was a great run. That was a fluid run, good blocking, and I think that one tackle saved it because I think he would have been gone if he was able to get around those other defenders.
10th carry for Tripp, up to 57 yards rushing for number 6. Lambert throwing on first down, looking for Blake, and that pass too long as number 5, Derek Stevens, was keeping up with Blake step for step.
Yeah, no, that was a great throw again by Lambert. Another one that was, if Lambert was not going to make the catch, nobody was going to make the catch. And that's what you want out of your quarterbacks, and that's what, you don't want it to be close to like, is it going to get picked? You throw the ball deep, you'd rather it be long than short because that way at least you know only your receiver can catch it, and if he doesn't, it's going to be an incompletion, not a pick.
Just the 4th incomplete pass for Lambert here tonight. As we see Finn Kelly move to the near side. And pass completed to Blake across the 40. So it brings up a third and about 4 here for Ian Bain and the Trojans offense on this opening drive of the third.
Yeah, and if you're Bain, you're kind of in a good spot right here where you're saying, all right, I've been getting these little dink and dunk passes down the field. I tried deep, it wasn't there. He kind of threw it away like a good quarterback would. But Tripp has been running the ball well, and I want to keep his legs, lubed up and keep moving. So I have a couple of options here. What I want to do here, do I want to try to get Tripp up the middle or out to the outside off the tackle, or do I want to throw another little pass? He's in a good spot.
Blake lined up again on the near side, matched up with Stevens. This time they go to the far side of the BR Trojans. Dylan Reed across the 45 to the 48.
Great job there. And if I'm BR's offensive coordinator or Ian Bain on the sidelines, I'm already thinking of the next play, and I'm trying to get this out here fast because I think their fast-paced offense has been the advantage for BR when they've been getting going. If they can get that play out there quick and get them back on the line really fast, I think you're really slowing down the Dartmouth defense.
Well, you can see there on the left wrist that armband that we've seen a lot of quarterbacks come in here to the regional with, but we never saw the BR quarterback with an armband. So,
well, getting the play out there, exactly. If he can get it out there as fast as he can, maybe with numbers or with cards, I think they can do it.
Fakes the handoff. Downfield again.
He's got it.
Looking for Blake. That's caught.
Nice catch.
Into the red zone.
What a throw by Lambert.
Jack Lambert dropping dimes tonight.
If we watch here, great throw. It is a little tough with the defensive players, but puts it right where it's going to go to his receiver, and he's already beat the defensive backs. Catches the safety sleeping. Great throw.
So I have that as a 37-yard pass, and if that's true, that would be the second 37-yard pass of the game. And again, connecting with Caden Blake.
Now, if you're Lambert here, you got a little bit more of a tight window here with the end zone so close. Try to find a play. Maybe try to get a run right here. Get Tripp up the middle. See if we can pull the defense in a little bit.
They go with Tripp on the far side. Get some
touchdown.
Big blocking. This one may get called back, though, as a flag comes out. So
Touchdown. Hold on.
But now they're calling it off.
We have a little bit of yellow on the field.
This might be the first time I actually saw the flag come out on the far side.
I didn't think they brought them.
Only the third flag of the game, if my memory serves correct.
Let's see. I think something down the field, maybe blocking the back, holding.
Hold on 1 minute.
Yeah. And, come on, buddy. We got plans tonight. All right.
So, indeed, holding is the penalty.
Yeah. Just call the play. We don't need to know who it is, but just.
First and 12.
Looks like it's on number 11 there.
That would be C.J. Lopes. You see him grab really under those pads and holding the chest.
And the sad part is he really didn't have to. I think Tripp was already past him at the time that he committed the hold.
So backs him up to a 1st and 12. They go with Tripp this time to the near side. And Tripp bouncing off of defenders to the 10.
That was a good run.
12-yard line. Will be second down.
Looks like Tripp's kind of one of those guys. He not a huge body, but able to kind of get just around and just enough speed to not get touched.
2nd and 7.
Definitely looking for those yards after contact.
Absolutely, the yak.
Reed and Blake on the far side on 2nd down. They go with Tripp, cutting back to the far side, just outside of the 5, up to about the 7 or 8 yard line.
So we got
it brings
third
up
down.
A 3rd and about 2.
Again, another moment for Bain to kind of say, okay, well, we got a 3rd and 2. We're very close to the end zone. What do we do here? Do we try to throw it out to Reed again? Maybe try to get maybe a jump ball for Porter? Or do we give it to Tripp again and see if he can get it up the middle? But 3rd and 2, you hope that you can get the first down here.
Drew Sylvia listed as a tight end, number 9, playing on the far side of the field as BR facing a 3rd and 3 on their opening drive of this 3rd quarter. As again, Lambert looking back at Bain and the coaches. Blake on the near side. Trip gets met right at the line of scrimmage, so that's going to bring up 4th down. And obviously a big decision here for Bridgewater-Raynham.
4th down, Trojans.
Right around the 9-yard line.
This is where, obviously having a good kicker, and able to get these easy points is huge. But as you know, in high school football, it's not easy to find a kid that doesn't play on the soccer team that can actually kick the ball.
4th down.
So you have to have to kind of build this into your offense a little bit when you're at this part of the field,
For what it's worth, Jason Kelleher is the kickoff guy for the BR Trojans, but they go for on 4th down.
Touchdown.
Lambert, end zone, touchdown. 4th down, touchdown to Will Porter Jr.
Porter with a nice catch.
Number 1, Will Porter.
That was good patience by Lambert, waiting for him to become open across the field. As you see here, then as soon as he puts his hand up, wide open, catches the safety sleeping there. Touchdown. Well, here comes the extra point, John. Let's see what we can do here.
So the first catch for Will Porter Jr. here tonight is an 8-yard reception to make it 12-3. Kelleher on for the PAT, and he does hit this time. So a 13-3 lead. And I think if you're looking for a drive that BR really builds their offense around, it has to be this drive to open up the third quarter.
Yeah, this is like we said, we want to go see them march down the field, kind of shove it down their throat a little bit, come out hot. And now hold this when you come onto the defensive side. If you're on the offense and you're talking to the defensive guys when you're coming off the field right now, you're saying, listen, don't screw this up. Go out there, just get off the field. That's what you want for your defense. Go out there and just shut them down. You know Hart's going to come out fired up. You know he's not, he had a lot of momentum going down at that last part of the first half. You know he went to the locker room. He's kicking himself for not getting a touchdown. He's going to be fired up. That didn't bother him. He's one of those players that's like, yeah, all right, well, watch this. They have to come out here on the defensive side, stop the little stupid plays, and just stop them and get them to turnover.
A low line kick. Take a few awkward bounces, but allows BR's defense to catch up. And Dartmouth will start out from their own 27-yard line, as that was brought back by Jaden Nunes-Medeiros for a few yards. But going back to that drive to end the second quarter for Jackson Hart, just as a confidence builder, I'd imagine that before that drive, his confidence was really low after that interception in the end zone. But that drive to close the second half, that had to build it right back up.
No, absolutely. You had basically a 3-and-out, and then your punt. Obviously your punter coming up big and getting you a first down and giving that life. I think that's what kind of generated it. And yeah, of course, getting down the field there the last part of the first half.
So here's Hart, first play of the third quarter for him on offense. Gets a couple yards.
Notice from Hart a little bit there. He's kind of being a little loose with the football here, a fake here, and kind of leaving it kind of loose, hanging out there on the outside of his arm. That could be an easy fumble if they can get their arms in there.
Hart just 5 of 13 in the first half with 39 yards passing and an interception, as we mentioned, in the first quarter.
Spreading it out here, John. Might be looking to pass the ball here a little bit.
Nunes-Medeiros on the near side. Hart going to keep this, going to the far side. Going to be a couple yards shy of the first down. Stopped at the 35.
Yep, so it looks like they're going to try to get Hart a little bit more involved on the run game, and I think that's what we were talking about. Like, maybe they are going to spread it out to make it look like they do want to pass the ball, but just let this kid kind of open up his legs a little bit and see what he can do. Because throwing the ball has been hard for them this in the first half, and then it seems through this game they don't really want to make another mistake. Now with the score being 13-3, they don't want to make another dumb mistake with another pick. They're going to probably try to see if they can get a quick score on his feet.
We have seen a number of short passes connecting with Gramlich and Andrews. Could this be where Dartmouth picks their place on a 3rd and about 2? They do hand the ball off. This is to Gramlich, gets bounced, but he's going to get the first down across the 40.
Number 21.
If you're BR's defense, you're going, damn, that's the one we should have stopped right there, because I feel like you did kind of had them under control. You just had to kind of watch Hart and see where he was going to go. Now they're getting this is where you need to make that stop. It's kind of hard to explain, but that's right there. That's where you need to make that stop.
Trojans sending some pressure here. And speaking of pressure, down goes Hart thanks to Nick Rotondo.
Perfect play right there. Coming out on the outside, his tackle kind of gives up on him, and his quarterback paid for it. Number 75 there, kind of letting him go by, rocking him to sleep.
So a 16-yard loss on that play for Jackson Hart. But we've seen, going back to the second quarter alone, we've seen that really any distance isn't too far for this Dartmouth offense.
No, Hart's got the legs to get you there.
Quick pass, that is complete to Gramlich. But Gramlich going to be stopped way behind the original line of scrimmage.
Great tackle, open field tackle. Not giving up. There you go, gang tackle. Both teammates being teammates. They are taking them down for a loss.
Lopes and King with the stop.
If you're Hart here, what are you thinking? You're thinking, all right, 3rd and 26. What do we got here? We got the Statue of Liberty play coming out. We got the...
Just go to the Madden playbook. 4 verticals, just keep going. I'll find you.
The golden goose. I don't know. Yeah.
3rd and a mile. Hart lets it fly. They were looking for the pass interference there more than anything else.
I think a little bit of acting there.
Asante Aurora was the intended receiver.
Right. Good job by Alexander by putting his hands up. I think we'll see it here on the replay. It looked like there might have been a little contact there, but keeping his hands up when the acting took effect. All right, no block on the punt here. Everybody stays back. If it sucks, then we just make the tackle. No crazy runs.
Treat this like the Pro Bowl.
Yes, no blocking the punt. Everybody stays home. Let him dance around that back there as long as he wants. Just get the ball.
Kelleher is awaiting the kick. No pressure by BR.
Yeah, that's exactly what you should do.
Fair catch called just over the 35-yard line. And we saw Owen King make a big defensive play earlier, number 2 for the BR Trojans. Well, King also plays for the BR Trojans baseball team. We talked about this before the broadcast. Back in May, he actually underwent surgery after damaging cartilage in his leg after a slide on the base paths. Now, originally, King was expected to be out all the way until maybe Thanksgiving.
Right.
He actually came back at the start of the month. And in his first game back against Durfee here at the Regional, King had an interception on the opening drive and a rushing touchdown on the following drive on offense.
That's pretty impressive, coming back that quick. But that's a young player, and getting your physical therapy, getting everything back into, after surgery like that, shows how fast these athletes can get back on the field.
Trojans offense back on the field, and Caleb Tripp will get to the 40, so about a 4-yard gain. But just getting back to King for a second, he told the Brockton Enterprise, quote, "The doctor said, hey, I don't know if you're going to play football this year, and I took that with a grain of salt. I worked my butt off so I could get back out here for my team and do it for my town." King is a senior on this team, so obviously moments like this mean a little more for him, I'd imagine, in the last few games.
No, absolutely, and he's thinking, maybe I end up playing baseball in college. Maybe I play football in college, but I don't want to miss out on either of those senior seasons. And I think that's a testament to his work ethic and working his butt off to get back out here, hitting the weight room, hitting the track, hitting the field, trying to get out there and play. I just thought that's true testament to what he wants.
And another senior on this BR Trojans football team, Tripp, gets a 4-yard gain. So it's going to bring up a third and about 2 as we approach a minute to go here in the third.
Yeah, so Bain now again thinking, all right, we got these short third downs. He's got so many options that he can do. And I think if you're Dartmouth's defense, you just kind of close your eyes and pray that they make a mistake.
Porter Jr. on the near side. A 4-receiver set. CJ Lopes in there as a bonus offensive lineman. Tripp is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, so Dartmouth's defense coming out big here. Forces a 4th and 2. Just under 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter. BR will kick it away. Finn Kelly. Looking to pin Dartmouth deep in their own territory. Fair catch called at the 24-25 yard line.
Good punt. Got the distance you needed. I mean, obviously, your BR's offense, you kind of think, oh man, we didn't get it going on that one. But I think that was one of those ones where they were kind of feeling it out a little bit. They didn't get anything going on that one. But I think if their defense can come back out here, make a good stop, then get Lambert back out here for the end of the third. I mean, for the beginning of the fourth, or we'll see what happens.
Or you're wondering when that telephone call comes in.
BR Trojans entering tonight's game ranked number 8 in Division II in the power rankings. After some news involving the playoff format and the MIAA came out over the past couple weeks. Get to that after this play. 4 seconds to go here on first down.
Sweep on the outside.
Gremlich to the near side, finds a corner, and gets pushed out just over the 35-yard line.
First by number 2 King.
To end the third quarter here at the regional.
Gremlich brings it out to the 36. And that's the end of the third quarter of football.
So it'll be a first down for Dartmouth.
3 quarters of football. The score
to start the fourth quarter. Now I mentioned the postseason for football. The MIAA Tournament Management Committee voted down a postseason proposal by a final vote of 15-1. That proposal would have teams play regular season games with up to 11 games, regular season schedules of up to 11 games, but to qualify, teams would have to play a minimum of 9 games. The season would still end on Thanksgiving with those traditional matchups, but instead of the 16-team fields that we've become accustomed to seeing, now it would be 8 divisions and 8 teams. So you'd have a regular season lasting a little bit longer instead of those consolation games that don't mean a lot. In the end, the schedule for the postseason, if this proposal were to go through, it failed 15-1. But the quarterfinals would be the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. The semifinals would be played 5 days after that, and the Super Bowl would be played the following Saturday. So in essence, the Super Bowl teams would play 3 games in the span of
a week? Yeah, right.
18 days.
Right, yeah. That's a lot. And the big problem with that, I think that they have now is everybody wants the end of the season to be on Thanksgiving because that's always how it's been, especially in this region of the country. But then you also have winter sports starting on a certain date as well for tryouts and team practices as well. And you can't have 2 sport athletes at the same time. You can't be at 2 places at one time. So they have to get the Super Bowl in a certain time frame. So I think that's where they're kind of running into that problem, and they've always kind of had that problem, I think.
So Chuck Swenson came up with a stop, and I think he may get penalized here. So this is going against the BR Trojans as we take a look at the replay to open the fourth quarter.
Calls against the Trojans. They're going to move the ball up. First down, Indians.
So motion starting to build a little bit with Dartmouth down 10. And getting back to the playoffs for a second, under the current format dating back to 2021, the top 8 seeds have won the first round matchups at a clip of 86.5%. Hart rolling to his left. Almost intercepted, tipped around, knocked away at the last second.
Razzle-dazzle defense, number 10.
That had three chances to be
Second down.
3 chances to be an interception right there. 1,
Indians second
2,
from the Trojans 49.
and 3.
And we do get a flag.
Of course.
But I think it's going to be an ineligible man down field as, I mean,
I don't know what else that could have been. Right.
Thing was about to go back and forth 12 times on that play.
Right. Yep, legal man downfield. Second down.
I mean, in all fairness to him, I mean, the ball was almost caught 3 times.
Right. Yeah, I don't think you really get. So the winner of this game, John, just to kind of jar my memory, this will be a playoff team with winning the division, the SEC.
So the conference championship doesn't mean as much. It comes down to overall record. A little bit of trickery here. Gremlich going to throw deep here on second. Downfield and incomplete. Intended for Nunes Medeiros, and that would have really shifted momentum.
Right. I said that kind of actually at the end of the first half there. That I'm surprised they haven't brought some trickery out there, but good job by the BR defense staying home and kind of keeping an eye on that receiver downfield. But as you were saying, John?
Newton Alexander there on the stop. But getting back to what I was saying, it comes down to overall record. So BR or whoever wins this game, they have to have an overall record of 500 or better to qualify for the tournament. Obviously, it comes down to the power ratings and who you've played in the past, and playing teams like New Bedford and Durfee because they're up in Division 1. That does help a little bit. But obviously, whoever wins this game, it obviously gives a bit of a momentum boost just getting a conference championship, but it does help in the standings. Right now, BR would host a first-round game if the season were to end today. Lopes giving chase on third down. Hart completes the pass downfield. What a throw and what a run by Ethan Davis.
Pass complete to number 2, Ethan Davis.
Down to the 5.
Davis bringing it into the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Indians. I'm sorry, 1st and goal from the 5.
A 45-yard play.
Hunted down by number 7, Cameron Knudsen.
Cameron Knudsen with the stop to bring up 1st and goal. As we go just over a minute into the 4th quarter. Hart keeps it inside the 5, touchdown. Inside the end zone. Jackson Hart.
Number 12, Jackson Hart.
Makes this a one-possession game with 10:49 to go in the 4th quarter.
Yikes.
You wanted to build confidence for your senior quarterback. Drives like that will do it.
Yeah, I think BR's defense kind of committed right to the running back on that play, and as you saw by the replay right there, Hart pretty much had an easy touchdown there. Going for 2 here, it looks like. They might bring everybody back over. Yep.
So we've seen BR do that in the past, trying to throw teams off, but it never works. The kick
no good.
Is wide left as it drills the golf cart next to the concession stand.
Now, you hate to see that, John.
But
hope they have insurance.
Could save 15% on your insurance.
Right, get the get-go on here.
As we take a look at Hart and a gutsy run taken off. The play of a senior quarterback. But getting back to that PAT, that could be a big moment. If that PAT was connected by Gendron, that's 13-10. You just need a field goal. Now to take the lead, you have to go ahead and get a touchdown.
Right. Yeah, this is a huge possession here where you got just you got 10:49 left here. You get some good running going. You tell Tripp, like, listen, we're going to be feeding you the ball here. You got to get us some yards. if they can get this clock to start going down, getting some first downs, maybe making a couple quick plays, but nothing stupid. Don't try to go out there and try to respond right away with a 50-yard touchdown pass because, they just scored. Be smart here. Use the clock to your advantage. Like you said, you still have the lead. Use this to eat the clock up and try to win this game fair and square.
Line drive punt with some added heat. Taken back just over the 30-yard line. So a nice return there by Dylan Reed.
Let's see what they have planned here. Like I said, I think you agree, probably, right? Just run the ball here and just see if you can get as many yards as you can. Get a couple first downs and just try to eat that clock away.
Well, at this juncture, both teams still have all their timeouts.
Right.
So I almost feel like maybe for the next 5 or 6 minutes of this game, regardless of who has the ball, I think you see this game played a little more regular paced. And maybe when we get inside 4 or 5 minutes and the clock becomes more of a factor, maybe we see that playbook start to shrink down a little bit on offense. Lambert has a protection, has the
wide
time,
open.
has Reed
Touchdown.
wide open. Game-changing play to the BR Trojans.
Well, I take back that 50-yard touchdown pass.
Jack Lambert lighting up the Dartmouth defense.
Received by number 4, Dylan Reed. Touchdown, Trojans.
69-yard play. Kelleher on for the PAT. 20-9, just like that.
Well, when things work out like that, John, I guess you do throw the 50-yard touchdown pass. Like you said, we thought maybe they'd be starting to kind of shrink the playbook up a little bit, but they went right for it and huge play.
That has been the playbook really for BR tonight.
Right.
Jack Lambert, 2 37-yard touchdown passes and a picture-perfect 69-yard bomb to Dylan Reed.
Right, that is the third or fourth pass tonight, John. That's been perfect. Right where you want it. He ran into the ball didn't run to him. Perfect throw. That is exactly what you want your quarterback to do, to have the ball going out there. And if you're going to miss him, like I said, you're going to miss him deep, not just miss him short. So only he can't catch the ball, not the defense.
Another low-lying punt or kick that goes across the 40. So Dartmouth has some pretty good field position up to the 43, taken back by number 19, Brady Boparlins. But getting back to the Dartmouth side here, we talked about momentum and confidence for the coaching staff and maybe more importantly for players like a Hart or a Gramlich. What does that touchdown pass by BR do to your confidence, knowing that you just had to fight really hard to get the ball in the end zone, just like that BR 69-yard passing play?
I mean, what can you say? I mean, you kind of look at it and you go, all right, well, we can't catch a break here. The defense let that happen, like you said, first play, they come out there and they throw that touchdown. Now we're back out here. We didn't get a chance to really catch our wind a little bit, and now we got to go up here and try to score again? Are you kidding me?
Hart fakes the handoff into BR territory, makes the cut across the 45 to the 41, taken down by Lopes.
I think you might see Hart just say, hey, I got to take this into my own hands and see if I can get things going here again like he did on the last possession and just run the ball down the field. Because so far, BR in the second half has had a tough time trying to stop him.
As we hit the 10-minute mark in the fourth quarter. The winner of this game will be the SEC champions for 2024 in football. This time they do hand the ball off, but almost tripping up. The flag does come out. It looked like originally Andrews got tripped up on the handoff, as holding probably going to be the call. You see him come around here.
Right.
Andrews taking down the back.
Kind of a broken up play here, looking for a seam to go. Couldn't really find it. The defense kind of explodes on him. I think there was a late hold there. Probably one of his teammates just saying, well, I don't want him to get killed.
So face mask against the BR Trojans.
On the Trojans, that'll move the ball up.
Andrews didn't have to get a yard, and just like that, Dartmouth gains 5.
Right.
1st and 5.
See if we can see it here. It looks like he was pulling his own face mask.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, I think a little trickery here.
Coming back around is Andrews, and he'll be controlled right around the line of scrimmage at the 36.
Looks like he's giving himself another face mask.
Hard landing for...
Wrapped him up around the neck a little bit here, if you can see on the last part of the play.
For Marcus Andrews.
Right about here.
Oh.
Took it under the chin. A little bit of a...
Colin Pauline, and I mean, there's really no way you can stop that momentum flying in.
Right.
Just an unfortunate football play.
That's like a car accident at that point. It's just kind of limbs flying everywhere.
I mean, I was watching college football over the past couple of weeks, and there were some nasty hits where the defense just lifts the quarterback up and throws them down. But, I mean, this isn't a case of that. Just a unfortunate set of circumstances to a good player. And Marcus Andrews, one of a number of seniors for Dartmouth.
And it's kind of crazy. You think all the injuries that you see now, and, I mean, you and I have been watching football for years, and I played, and you didn't see the amount of injuries. I think, like, the high-speed injuries that you see now, you're kind of curious to say, how is this just faster players? Is it cheaper equipment? Like, what's the reason? If anything, I think the equipment's gotten a lot better. You see the helmets that they have today, or, I mean, just in 15, 20 years, they've come a long way.
So good to see Andrews get off the field under his own power. Obviously going to have to sit out a play. A 2nd and 5 awaiting Dartmouth's offense. Aurora on the near side. 3 receivers lining up on the far side. Gremlich gets the pitch. And Gremlich reaching out. Could that have done the job to get the first down?
It's going to be close, John. And trying to see where they're marking it. They're going to pull the chains out, I bet. Or they're going to give him the first down.
No need for the steps, the index card, none of that.
Well, hey.
Is there a point for BR's defense where you break out that common idea, just don't give up the big play with 8 minutes to go?
I think that's kind of where you're at right now, John. I think that's why they haven't been, like you said, you have the lead. Like, you don't want to give up that big, stupid play like we saw when BR had the ball.
Hart keeps it, goes to the far side, gets some quick blocking, and he'll pick up about a yard or so.
That's exactly what you want right there. He's just running around trying to make a play. He might get a yard or two here or there, but they kind of force him out of bounds, and that's just controlling the quarterback. Like, they're not letting him make any plays, and that's exactly what you want. Not letting up a big play, but you are controlling him, kind of forcing him out like a border collie kind of.
Obviously 4-down territory here for Dartmouth with 7:51 to go in the fourth quarter. We did see the Indians get a field goal to end the first half. That was kicked from the 10-yard line, so if you're looking for the same walk, that's another 20 yards.
Right. Like you said, I think you're right. I mean, obviously you're going for it here. You got a whim and a prayer pretty much.
Hart rolling out.
Hey.
Intercepted!
Whoa! Holy mackerel.
Right into the bread basket of number 72, Deshaun Jenkins.
Now, I'm sure today, John, when he woke up, he wasn't saying, oh, man, I bet I'll get a pick tonight.
Always lead, and the big moment could be yours.
Hell yeah. Big fella getting a pick. I like it.
Look at the celebration on the sideline.
And if you're Hart, that might have put the nail in the coffin. You know, it's like, man, I didn't just throw a pick. I threw a pick to a defensive lineman.
Well, how about King? It almost looked like before the snap he timed up that pressure where he didn't get the offside, but he was going to be that bonus guy on the offense or the defensive line.
Right.
Now the Trojans trying to kill off 744. Tripp
nice.
Through the middle. Caleb Tripp into Dartmouth territory across the 40, forced out at the 35-yard line.
You know who the game ball's going to. This
Tripp on a big carry. BR. Pushed out of bounds by number 13, Marcus Andrews. Trojans first and 10 from the 35.
Dartmouth's lone loss on the season was a 29-22 loss to Old Rochester a few weeks ago. Since then, they beat Apponequet 34-22 and beat Barnstable 27-7. Right now, it's an 11-point game with time winding down. 7:34 to go in the fourth quarter. Sticking with Tripp, picking up a couple of yards, but the clock going to continue to wind down, and that's all Ian Bain's looking for.
Absolutely.
First at the line by number 53, Thomas Quinn.
Doesn't take us inside of 7 minutes to go. BR still has one more game left to go here at the regional. That's against Shrewsbury, coming up next Friday night at 6 o'clock, or excuse me, next Thursday night at 6 o'clock. Nope, next Friday. Halloween's on a Thursday, football on Friday. Lambert dropping back. He was clipped on the throw. Nice catch by Porter at the 20, or rather the 19-yard line. But how about Jack Lambert looking to put a capper on the night?
Moving the chains, BR
Nice
first
throw.
down.
Good effort by Porter, too. He's like, I'm not getting you another incompletion. I'm going to make that catch.
And that was in bounds, more important than anything else.
If you're Lambert here, you may be thinking, hey, let's get another touchdown here. Let's show them, hey, look, like, yeah, we had a slow start to the season. Let's just pack it on here a little bit.
Trojans riding a 3-game winning streak coming into tonight's game. Winning by a combined 85 points. Lambert completes this to Reed to the near side, and he'll be stopped at about the 3-yard line.
We were talking also, this would complete the Bristol County trifecta pretty much. The New Bedford, Durfee, and Dartmouth.
BR picking up the pace. And they might have picked up the pace a little too quick.
Little bingo.
Ian Bain was holding up the arms looking for touchdown. The referee said you might want to put those arms back down. 5:27 to go. A touchdown would pretty much end the night for this one.
Yeah. I think if you are BR, I think this is a touchdown you want to get, just to kind of put that cap of like, hey, look, we won the conference, but we won it by a decent margin, and Dartmouth hasn't seen that this year. And again, they beat Barnstable, another team you lost, and that kind of shows, hey, look, we are a better team than we were on day one.
Tripp says, good night, Dartmouth.
Flag tag on the
Some
play.
extracurriculars, but in the end, it doesn't matter. The Trojans take a 26-9 lead against a 5-1 Dartmouth team. As you see, number 77, Matthew Holton, fighting with a Dartmouth player down to the turf.
No, they were just exchanging recipes. Never exchanged recipes for knuckle sandwiches, John? Or open up a can of...
Offsetting penalties on both sides.
With 4:57 to go, the BR Trojans, who started this season out 0-3, have an 18-point lead against a 5-1 team that many thought would put up 30 or 40 points tonight, but it's BR who's come out and had their way on offense.
And we talked, when we were coming back from halftime, when it was 6-3. We didn't think that. We thought that maybe BR would have the advantage because they have been behind this year and they have had the opportunity to come back, especially in that Barnstable game where they were going back and forth all night and kind of really feeling their oats, trying to see who they were going to be this year. Whereas Dartmouth, like you said, over the last year and a half or so, have kind of been dominant and never really had to play a game like this where they're getting their butt kicked and they have to come back. And I think that this kind of shows with their experience, what their experience level with playing from behind, at a different school, at a bigger program, they couldn't keep it together.
These two teams definitely have a long past. You heard Corey mention his days going against Jordan Todman.
You ended up played at UConn and I think a couple seasons in the NFL.
Yep. So the Dartmouth offense back out on the field. I want to talk about the football team really getting behind Ian Bain, because you come into the fourth game of the season at 0-3. A lot of people think that, there's not a lot to play for. Maybe you can win a couple games here, but it looks like the BR Trojans are starting to have belief in themselves, and a lot of it's thanks to Ian Bain and the confidence that he instills in them, maybe in practice and during games.
Right, it kind of shows that they are buying what he's selling. And I know they had their problems with Pacheco, and they had the long reign of Coach Buren, but now they're here, and they like you said, 0-3, that can kind of kill that confidence kind of going into a new head coach. But it shows that they were, as you see a run here.
Gremlich into BR territory, forces his way to the 35.
But that they did know they had a chance with this guy, and he did have their best interest at heart, and they did want to play for him and have him coach them, and it's apparent now. Obviously, it looks like it now. The big lead, in the championship game, a three game win streak goes to show you.
Timeout, Trojans.
And BR will call a timeout. We keep calling this the SEC championship game. There is still plenty of football to go. Mentioned the game next Friday night against Shrewsbury, and obviously Thanksgiving on the road at Brockton. Obviously playoff football in between there, but still a lot of football left to go here for the BR Trojans. Led behind the great play offensively of Lambert, Tripp, Blake, even throw Porter in there as well, coming up with a couple of big catches. We've seen offenses in the past here at the regional kind of be focused on one or two players, but it looks like now maybe we're going and expanding that to 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 players in the game.
Yeah, I think that's just the times as well. Like look at now, everybody's playing this offense, a different offense of West Coast, fast paced, spread them out. I think it's just kind of the shows of the times. I think BR was a little late to get there. I feel like they went with the power I for maybe 5-10 years too long. But, they've picked it up now, and they've always had the good athletes to kind of put in that kind of different kinds of offenses. But now I think they are doing it more. Like you said, spreading the wealth with the talent.
Hart going to keep this and get nowhere, and that's pretty much been a small part of the night, and Hart was not a fan of how he got thrown down by Swenson. And we've seen Swenson kind of play on the edge coming into this game and even at points in this game.
Well, you want to play like that, you know, BR might be coming after your legs now. You want to stop pushing people around. Except that, you know what, you're going to lose this game. If you want to start doing that, that's some cheap stuff. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I say, hey, look, don't let him push you around. Obviously, don't get a flag, but if he wants to be a crybaby like that and start, you know, moaning all over the place, take him out.
Hart is limping a little bit on his left leg.
Well, that happens.
As we get the official word by the official.
Penalty was on the Indians.
Sometimes life sucks, John.
You see Hart landing awkwardly on his leg there and getting a couple shots in on Swenson.
Second down.
And there you see King running in there. The
tough guy.
Experience of a senior player rushing in there, making sure Swenson doesn't get thrown out of the game and maybe miss time.
No, Hart's a tough guy. He's a real tough guy. He likes to throw the shots.
So it does back Dartmouth up to a 2nd and 25 going inside of 4 minutes to go. As Dartmouth looks like they're going to be handed their second loss of the season. Hart was dropping back, getting rushed by Lopes. Ball comes out, but Dartmouth will hold on to the possession. As number 75, Jaden Claudio, jumping on the loose ball.
I don't know, you want to throw any shots now, Hart? No, I don't think so.
Covered up by number 75, Jaden Claudio.
This might be a new high score for distance to go. I've seen on the scoreboard.
We definitely challenged that a couple times tonight. Long-time head coach Dan Buron seen enough. He's out of here. He liked a good win.
As Gramlich gets pulled down, shy of midfield, going to bring up 4th and a mile. Our director, Mike Moriello, bringing up a good point. In the games we cover at Bridgewater State, I mentioned 4th and 35 was probably the largest distance to go I've seen here in the regional. Over at BSU, I think I've seen close to 40 yards to go to a first down.
Something's drastically gone wrong if you're getting...
That's right. That was actually this year.
The center couldn't figure it out?
Well, the center would either launch it 3 miles over the quarterback's head, so I think they brought in the backup center, and that center just threw it at the ground. So there was really no middle ground, literally. As Dartmouth will punt it away.
Good punt, though.
Fair catch called by Kelleher. As BR will run out the final minute 57 to go. And an impressive night by quarterback Jack Lambert.
See if you get some young guys out here now and run out the clock, see what else we got. Remember Braden Lewis, the first game of the year. He had some good runs. Sure, if he's...
That's right, second half he stepped up big time.
Yeah. We haven't seen him yet tonight. Maybe we'll see him here in the last part of the game. Looks like they're keeping the first offense out there, though.
Can't imagine Dartmouth would play the timeout game here. The 27-9 game as they open the drive up with a handoff to Tripp. But just from a mindset standpoint, what does this game do for BR against a team next week where, I mean, obviously still regular season, but it's not conference play, but this game can certainly hold a lot of weight with you in practice.
Right, in practice, and like, hey, remember, like you said, like the schedule does affect the playoffs when it's coming up. Like maybe like having this win and then going into next week, getting another win, getting that momentum going into the playoffs. Obviously, you got Brockton and stuff, who's kind of a shell of themselves as well. So those are winnable games. If you can have that going into the playoffs, I think you have a really good shot of going far.
BR and Shrewsbury coming up next Friday night, 6 o'clock kickoff. Tripp continuing to get his way downfield across the 30, and we may be one knee away from this one ending here at the regional.
First down, Trojans. First met by number
Tripp
2,
kind of
Stephen Davis.
finishing out his night. I mean, I don't know what the numbers are. I don't know if you have them, but
I stopped at the end of the
I would
third.
say he's got to be close to 100 yards, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, just continuing the long-time history of BR running backs making their presence known.
Right. See if it gets a little chippy here at the end.
Well, with two longtime coaches like Ian Bain and Richard White, I'd imagine they're telling their players, you know what, we won, we lost, we're taking this on to next week, don't let anything linger here.
Right.
But on this night, it is the BR Trojans going above 500 to 4-3 and a 27-9 victory. And one of the biggest passing nights we've seen here at the regional personally by quarterback Jack Lambert tonight.
I think ever. I don't think we've ever seen anything that big.
So the final score for the final time, the BR Trojans, your SEC champions for 2024 via the 27-9 final. For Corey Cloudman, I'm John Luck. Thanks for watching.